stage 3, 135. And our last headword was tennis, newer type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with revision. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. First question. Is your handkerchief more expensive than your shoes? Is your handkerchief more expensive than your shoes? No,
No,
my handkerchief
my handkerchief
isn't more
isn't.
expensive
It's more expensive
than my
than
shoes.
my shoes.
It's cheaper
It's
than my shoes.
cheaper than my shoes.
Very good. Is a Rolls Royce cheaper than a Ford? Is a Rolls Royce cheaper than a Ford? No, a Rolls
No,
Royce
no, so
isn't
it's,
cheaper
it's
than a
cheaper
Ford.
than Ford.
It's more
It's
expensive
more
than a
expensive
Ford.
than Ford
Than a Ford.
than the Ford.
Very good. Is your town a more expensive place than New York? Is your town a more expensive place than New York? No, my
No,
town
it
isn't
town
a more
isn't
expensive
more
place
expensive than place
than New
than New
York.
York.
It's a
It's
cheaper
a much
place than New
cheaper
York.
place than New York.
Very good. Next, is the Suzuki the most expensive car in your country? Is the Suzuki the most expensive car in your country? No, the
No,
Suzuki
the
isn't
Suzuki
the most
isn't the
expensive
most
car in
expensive
my
car
country.
in my
It's
country.
the
It's
cheapest
the
car
cheapest
in my
car
country.
in my country.
Very good. What's the cheapest thing in your room? What's the cheapest thing in your room? My
My pen
is the
is
cheapest thing in
cheapest
my room.
pen thing in my room.
Very good. What's the most expensive thing you're wearing? What's the most expensive thing you're wearing? My
My watch
is the
is
most
the
expensive
most
thing
expensive
I'm
thing
wearing.
I'm wearing.
Very good. What's the comparative of long? What's the comparative of long? The
The
comparative of
comparative
long
of
is
long
longer than.
is the longest,
Longer
longer
than.
than.
Very good. What's the comparative of beautiful? What's the comparative of beautiful? The
The
comparative of
comparative
beautiful
of beautiful
is
is
more
more
beautiful
beautiful
than.
than.
Very good. What's the superlative of small? What's the superlative of small? The
The
superlative of small
superlative of small
is the
is the
smallest.
most
The
smallest.
smallest. Very
The
good.
smallest.
What's the superlative of expensive? What's the superlative of expensive? The
The
superlative of
superlative of
expensive
expensive is
is the most
the
expensive.
most expensive.
Very good. Why do we say cheaper than but not expensiver than? Why do we say cheaper than but not expensiver than? We say cheaper
We
than
say
but
cheaper
not
than,
expensiver
not
than
expensive than,
because the adjective
because
cheap
the adjective
has
is cheap,
only one
has
syllable,
only one syllable,
whereas the adjective
whereas the
expensive
adjective
has
expensive
three syllables.
has a three syllable.
Very good. Okay, next. Where's my nose? Where's my nose? Your nose
Your nose
above your
is
mouth.
above your mouth.
Very good. Where's my chin? Where's my chin? Your chin's
Your chin
below your mouth.
below your mouth.
Very good. Where's the ceiling? Where's the ceiling? The
The
ceiling's
ceiling
above our heads.
above our head.
Are my feet above the table? Are my feet above the table? No, your feet
No, your
aren't
feet
above the
not
table.
out about the table.
They're below the table.
The below the table.
Very good. Tell me the names of the months of the year. Tell me the names of the months of the year, please. The
The
names of the
names of
months of the
last
year
of the year:
are January, February,
January, February,
March,
March,
April, May,
April, May,
June,
June,
July, August,
July, August,
September,
September,
October,
October,
November, and
November,
December.
and December.
Very good. What's this month? What's this month? This month.
The month is November.
Very good. What was last month? What was last month? Last month
The
was.
last month was October.
Very good. What will next month be? What will next month be? Next month will
Next
be.
month will be December.
Very good. What will the month after next be? What will the month after next be? The month
The
after
month
next
after
will
next
be.
we will be January.
Very good. What was the month before last? What was the month before last? The month
The
before
month
last
before the
was.
last was September.
Very good. Okay, next. What do the letters AM mean after the time? What do the letters AM mean after the time? The
The
letters AM
letters
means
A mean
antemeridium.
the
Now, let me
medium.
put it here because it's Latin.
That
Antemeridium.
until the medium
After the time.
after the time.
Very good. What do the letters PM mean after the time? What do the letters PM mean after the time? The
The
letters
letter of
PM mean
letters on PM mean
post
post
meridium
post medium
after the
after
time.
the time.
Very good. What's the difference between AM and PM? What's the difference between AM and PM? The difference
The
between
difference between
AM and
AM
PM
and PM
is that we
is that
use
we
AM
use
for the
AM
time before
for the
midday
time before medium.
and
We
PM
and
for the
PM we
time
use
after
for the
midday. For the
time
time after midday.
after midday.
Very good. Okay, next. Do we say 20 to 4 a.m.? Do we say 20 to 4 a.m.? No, we don't
No,
say
we don't
20
say
to
F
4 a.m.
24 a.m.
We say
It, we
3:40
say
a.m.
3:40 a.m.
Very good. What time do you eat breakfast? What time do you eat breakfast? I eat
I
breakfast
eat
at
breakfast at 7
a.m.
a.m.
What time do you eat dinner? What time do you eat dinner? I eat dinner
I
at.
eat dinner at 8 p.m.
Very good. Okay, next. What can we use instead of the words many and much? What can we use instead of the words many and much? We can
I
use
can use
a
a lot
lot of instead
of
of many and
instead of
much.
and much.
Where are there a lot of people in a small village? Are there a lot of people in a small village? No,
No,
there
there
aren't a lot
aren't
of
a lot
people
of
in
people
a
in
small
a
village.
small
There
village.
are few
There
people
are few
in a
people
small
in a
village.
small village.
Right? Do the English drink a lot of coffee? Do the English drink a lot of coffee? No, the
No,
English don't
English
drink a
not
lot
a,
of
drink
coffee.
drink a lot of
They
coffee.
drink a lot
They
of
drink
tea.
a lot of tea.
Where do you like to see a room with a lot of flowers in it? Do you like to see a room with a lot of flowers in it? Yes or no?
No,
I don't
I
like to
don't
see a
like
room
to see
with
the
a lot
room
of
with a
flowers
lot
in it.
of flowers in it.
Where do you put a lot of butter on your bread? Do you put a lot of butter on your bread? Yes or no?
Yes,
I put a lot of
I
butter
put a lot of butter
on my bread.
on my bread.
Where do we use our mouths for both eating and speaking? Do we use our mouths for both eating and speaking? Yes, we use
Yes,
our
we use
mouths
our
for
mouths
both eating and
for both
speaking.
eating and speaking.
Very good. Can you speak both Chinese and Japanese? Can you speak both Chinese and Japanese? No, I
No,
can't
I
speak
can't
both
speak both
Chinese and
Chinese
Japanese.
and
I
Japanese.
speak
I
only
speak only
Japanese.
Japanese.
Very good. Okay. Do you go to the cinema a lot? Do you go to the cinema a lot? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
go to the
go
cinema a lot.
to the cinema a lot.
Do you read
I
a lot? Do you read a lot? Yes or no? I
yes,
read a
I
lot.
read a lot.
Do you eat a lot? Do you eat a lot? Yes or no?
N- No,
I
I
don't
don't
eat
eat
a
a
lot.
lot.
Very good. Next, does she eat a lot? Does she eat a lot? Yes or no?
Yes,
She
she
eats
eats
a
a
lot.
lot.
Very good. Do you use your mobile phone a lot? Do you use your mobile phone a lot? Yes or no?
No,
I don't
I
use
don't
my
use
mobile phone
my
a lot.
mobile phone a lot.
Very good. Do you want anything to eat at the moment? Do you want anything to eat at the moment? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
want anything
want anything
to
to
eat at
eat
the moment.
at the moment.
Very good. If she wants something to eat, where must she go? If she wants something to eat, where must she go? If she wants
If
something to
she
eat,
wants something to
she
eat,
must go
she
either
must
home
go either home
or to a
or
restaurant.
to to the restaurant
Where do you
to a
want
restaurant.
do you want anything to drink at the moment? Do you want anything to drink at the moment? Yes or no?
No,
I
I
don't want
don't
anything
want anything
to
to
drink
drink
at
at
the
the
moment.
moment.
Very good. If she wants something to drink, where must she go? If she wants something to drink, where must she go? If she wants
If she
something to
wants
drink,
something to
she
drink,
must go
she
either
must
home
go to either home
or to a bar
to
or a pub
about a pub
or a pub.
or a pub.
Very good. If you want to eat in a restaurant, about how much money must you have? If you want to eat in a restaurant, about how much money must you have? If I want to eat
If I
in a
want to
restaurant,
eat in the
I must
restaurant,
have about
I must have about yen.
Very good. If you want to hear people speaking Chinese, which country must you go to? If you want to hear people speaking Chinese, which country must you go to? If I want to
If I
hear
want to
people
hear
speaking
people
Chinese,
speaking
I must go
Chinese,
to
I must
China.
go to China.
Very good. Can you play the piano? Can you play the piano? Yes or no?
Yes, I
I,
can play the piano.
can you play tennis? Can you play tennis? Yes or no?
Yes, I can play tennis.
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of our revision. Let's have newer. Okay, very good. Okay, so repeat. Morning,
Morning,
afternoon,
afternoon,
evening,
evening,
night,
night,
bed,
bed,
go to bed.
go to bed.
Very good. Okay, listen. We say good morning to people between about 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. We say good afternoon to people between about 12 p.m. or 12 noon to 5 p.m. We say good evening to people between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. And we say good night when we say goodbye after 10 p.m. or when we go to bed. Good night. Some people say just the words morning, afternoon, evening to sound friendly. Bed is a noun. We have beds in our rooms. We sleep in our beds at night. Go to bed means to go to sleep. For example, I go to sleep at 9 p.m. I go to bed at 9 p.m. Let's practice. What do we say to people between about 6 a.m. and 12 p.m.? What do we say to people between about 6 a.m. and 12 p.m.? We say good
We
morning
say
to
good
people
morning to people
between
at
about
between about
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
and 12
to
p.m.
and to
12
2 p.m.
p.m. Very good. Okay. Next. What do we say to people between about 12 p.m. and 5 p.m.? What do we say to people between about 12 p.m. and 5 p.m.? We say
We
good
say
afternoon
good
to people
afternoon to
between
people
about
between about
12 p.m.
12
and
p.m.
5
to
p.m.
5 p.m.
Very good. What do we say to people between about 5 p.m. and 10 p.m.? What do we say to people between about 5 p.m. and 10 p.m.? We say good
We
evening
say
to
good
people
evening to
between
people
about
between about
5 p.m. and
5 p.m.
10 p.m.
to 10 p.m.
Very good. And what do we say when we say goodbye after 10 p.m. or when we go to bed? And what do we say when we say goodbye after 10 p.m. or when we go to bed? We say good night.
We say good
When we
night.
say goodbye
We say goodbye
after 10 p.m.
after 10 p.m.
or when we go
When
to bed.
we go to bed.
Very good. Do you come here in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or at night? Do you come here in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, or at night? I come here in
I'm
the
come
evening,
here in the
not in
evening,
the morning,
not in the
in the
morning,
afternoon,
in the afternoon,
or at night.
or at night.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Peace.
Peace.
Very good. Okay, listen. Peace is a noun. It is used for uncountable nouns. For example, okay, here we go. This is a piece of paper. I eat about 2 pieces of bread with my lunch. Okay, so let's practice. Are there any pieces of paper on the table? Are there any pieces of paper on the table? Yes or no?
No,
There is
there
there
isn't.
aren't
There aren't
any
piece
pieces of
any
paper
pieces of paper
on the table.
on the table.
Wait, what's this? What's this? It's a piece
It's
of
a
paper.
piece of paper.
Very good. About how many pieces of bread do you eat with your lunch? About how many pieces of bread do you eat with your lunch? I eat
I
about
eat about two
pieces
pieces
of
of
bread with my
bread
lunch.
with my lunch.
Very good. Next, repeat. A country.
A country,
The country.
the country,
Nation.
nation,
Nationality.
nationality,
British.
British.
Very good. Okay, listen. A country, the country, nation, and nationality are all nouns. Nation means country. For example, Japan is a country. Japan is a nation. The difference between a country and the country is that a country is a nation, like India, Germany, Japan, Philippines, etc. Whereas the country is the opposite of the town, like the province. Okay. Nationality is the name of the people in a country. For example, I am Filipino. My nationality is Filipino. Mr. Callan's nationality is British. He is British. Okay, so let's practice. What's the difference between a country and the country? What's the difference between a country and the country? The difference
The
between
difference
a
between
country
a
and the
country and
country
the
is
country
that a
is
country
that
is a
a
nation,
country is a nation,
whereas the country
whereas the country
is the opposite
the,
of
is
town.
the opposite of town.
Very good. What's the name of your country? What's the name of your country? The name of
The
my
name of
country
my country
is
is Japan. Japan.
very good. What's your nationality? What's your nationality? My nationality
My
is
nationality is Japanese.
Japanese. Very good. Okay. Next. What nationality is Mr. Callan? What nationality is Mr. Callan? Mr. Callan
Then
is
Mr. Collins is
British.
British.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Live.
Live.
Very good. Okay, listen. There we go. The word live is a verb. For example, the Brown family lives in this house. I live in the countryside. Other people live in the city. Another meaning of live is, for example, some people want to live for 100 years, others don't. Okay, let's practice. Do you live in the country? Do you live in the country? Yes or no?
No,
I don't
I
live in the
don't live
country.
in the
I
country.
live
I
in
live
a
in the city.
very good. The most children live with their parents. The most children live with their parents? Yes.
Yes,
Most children live
most
with their
children live
parents.
with their parents.
Very good. Do you want to live for 100 years? Do you want to live for 100 years? Yes or no?
No,
I don't want
I
to
don't
live
want to live
for a hundred
one
years.
for 100 years.
Very good. Okay. Next. Repeat. Pleasant.
Listen
Unpleasant.
and listen.
Gas.
Gosh,
Very good. Okay, listen. The words pleasant and unpleasant are both adjectives, while gas is a noun. Pleasant means good. Unpleasant is the opposite of pleasant. We use gas to make cars run. For example, flowers smell pleasant, but gas smells unpleasant. Let's practice. Does gas smell pleasant? Does gas smell pleasant? No. Gas
no,
doesn't smell
gas doesn't smell
pleasant. It
pleasant.
smells
It smells
unpleasant.
unpleasant,
Unpleasant.
unpleasant,
Like that. Look at the chat box. Unpleasant. Okay. Next.
unpleasant.
Do
Yes.
flowers smell unpleasant? Do flowers smell unpleasant? No.
No, the
Flowers don't smell
flowers don't smell
unpleasant.
present.
They smell pleasant.
They smells present.
Very good. Do most people think work is a pleasant thing? Do most people think work is a pleasant thing? No.
No,
Most people
most
don't think
people don't
work
think
is a
work
pleasant
is a
thing.
pleasant
They
thing.
think it's
They
an
think
unpleasant
it's
thing.
unpleasant thing.
Is Paris an unpleasant city? Is Paris an unpleasant city? No.
No,
Paris isn't
Paris
an
isn't
unpleasant city. An unpleasant
unpleasant
city.
city.
It's a
It's
pleasant
a
city.
pleasant city.
Very good. Next, repeat. Glass.
Grass,
Cup.
cup.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word glass and cup are both nouns. For example, we drink wine from a glass, but we drink coffee from a cup because it's hot. Let's practice. What do we drink wine from? What do we drink wine from? We drink
We
wine
drink
from
wine
a
from
glass.
grass.
Do we drink coffee from a glass? Do we drink coffee from a glass? No, we
No,
don't drink
I don't
coffee
drink coffee
from a glass.
from a glass.
We drink it
We
from
drink
a cup.
co- cof-
From a
coffee
cup.
from a cup.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Longer than.
longer than,
Shorter than.
shorter than,
Okay. Very good. Okay, listen. Longer than and shorter than are adjectives. Longer than is the comparative of long. Shorter than is the opposite of longer than. For example, the room is longer than the table. The table is shorter than the room. Okay, so let's practice. Is the table longer than the room? Is the table longer than the room? No. The
no, the
table isn't
table
longer
isn't longer
than the room.
than room.
It's shorter
It's
than the
shorter
room.
than the room.
Very good. Okay, next repeat. Higher than,
Higher than,
lower than.
lower than,
Very good. Okay, listen. Higher than and lower than are adjectives. Higher than is the comparative of high. Lower than is the opposite of higher than. For example, again, the door, the door is higher than the table. The table is lower than the door. Now let's practice. Is the table higher than the door? Is the table higher than the door? No. The
no, the
table isn't
table
higher
isn't
than the
higher
door.
than
It's
the
lower
door.
than the
It's
door.
lower than door,
Than the door.
than the door.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading. Okay. So
Okay.
our reading is at stage 2, page 105. Last headword was possessive pronouns. Okay. Please start at page 106. Mine, yours.